Hello, hello, hello. First things first, if I'm in your subfeed and you don't know how, $20 says it's one of these.
On August 11th, 2024, the Island Boys, twin brothers Fly Soldier and Kodiak Red, found themselves at the center of a controversy that led to their sudden ban from the
Now that we've gotten to know each other. Today we're talking about Olympic boxer Imane Khelif suing Elon Musk and J.K. Rowling over online harassment. A former school employee has been charged for stealing $1.5 million worth of chicken wings, and a US Army analyst pled guilty to selling military secrets. All in today's episode of But before we start, I'd be an ass to not remind you to smash that subscribe button. You know, make sure you're always in the know. Now let's talk about this cyberbullying gone to the court story first.
Algerian boxer Imane Khelif has filed a legal complaint in France over online harassment she faced during the 2024 Olympics. High-profile individuals, including Elon Musk and J.K. Rowling, have been named in the complaint.
Okay, now this story's got a bit of everything. Olympic gold, high-profile harassment, and some of the biggest names in modern pop culture and politics. First off, let's talk about the lawsuit itself. Imane Khelif, after winning a gold at the Paris Olympics, has found herself at the center of a massive controversy. Because nothing good can just happen anymore. Instead of letting it go, she's taking the fight to those who have harassed her online, naming none other than Elon Musk and J.K. Rowling, along with the potential mention of former President Donald Trump. Rowling's comments in particular sparked outrage. She bluntly criticized Khelif, referring to her as male and questioning the legitimacy of her participation in women's sports. This ties into the broader ongoing debate over gender in sports, with Rowling frequently finding herself at the center of these discussions. Musk, always ready to throw his hat into the ring, sided with former swimmer Riley Gaines, who also spoke out against Khelif. Now, this case of online insults has become a legal battle that could have significant implications. If this lawsuit progresses, it could set a precedent on how online harassment, especially from high-profile individuals, is handled in the future. Looking at Khelif's perspective, she's kind of been through the ringer. After an Olympic win that should have been celebrated, instead, she faced a barrage of accusations and online abuse. What do they say? No good deed goes unpunished. My thing is, one of you is one of the richest people in the world, and the other created arguably one of the greatest franchises of all time. And you're ruining what you have, because you can't keep your fucking mouth shut. Like, at this point, you could keep your shitty views for all I care. Just keep them to yourself. Because I happen to like both Teslas and Harry Potter, and the two of you are fucking things up for me. So like, just do what Bezos does, and just like, lurk and hedge your cabals, you know? Control us from the shadows. It's the least you could do.
A former food service director at a school district in the Chicago area has been sentenced to 9 years in prison after admitting to stealing $1.5 million worth of chicken wings.
Reality is so much better than fiction sometimes. I love it. I mean, $1.5 million worth of chicken wings? Did you eat them all? Or like, are you sitting on $1 million somewhere now? Anyways, Vera Liddell, who once oversaw food services for a Chicago area school district, turned what should have been a simple job of feeding kids into a full-blown criminal enterprise. We're talking about thousands of cases of chicken wings, all supposedly meant for students during the pandemic, but instead, they ended up kinda who knows where. Liddell's scheme spanned from mid-2020 to early 2022, right in the thick of the remote learning when schools were still trying to make sure students didn't go hungry at home. But instead of doing her part, she used her position to order and, more importantly, keep ridiculous amounts of chicken wings. And the kicker? The district doesn't even serve chicken wings to the kids because, well, they have bones in them. It wasn't until the district's food budget ballooned by about $300,000 that anyone thought to dig any deeper. So it sounds like this is a fail on a bunch of people's parts. An audit finally revealed what was happening, leading to Liddell's downfall. It's one of those cases that's almost too absurd to believe, but here we are, with her now facing a 9-year prison sentence. I wonder what the prison conversation's gonna be like. Hey, what are you locked up for? I stole over $1 million worth of chicken. Damn you hard, son. I'd like to be the chicken guy in prison. No one fucks with El Pollo Loco. I pray she at least sold them, because, I mean, that's a bit over $100,000 salary for every year she's in prison she got. So, like, make that jail time worth it. Grand Theft Poultry!
A US Army Intelligence Analyst, Corbin Schultz, has pleaded guilty to charges of conspiring to sell military secrets to China.
Corbin Schultz, a US Army intelligence analyst, decided to cash in on his top secret clearance by conspiring to sell military secrets to China.
China. China. China. China. China. China. China. China. China. China.
It's one of those kind of betrayals that makes you wonder, how desperate were you to only get $42,000? It's not exactly a king's ransom, but apparently it was enough for Schultz to risk everything. I would have at least expected to get like a couple million or something. I mean, the chicken lady got $1.5 million. What the fuck? Chicken is worth more than intelligence. He clearly had some bunk-ass information. Anyways, let's break down what he did. As it turns out, Schultz wasn't selling just any run-of-the-mill info. He was sending documents that could have actual implications for the US military operations. We're talking about insights into the US defense strategies regarding Taiwan, lessons learned from the Russia-Ukraine war, and just a smidge of US military satellite data. And now, he's scheduled to be sentenced on January 23rd of 2025. Now, let's be clear here. It's understandable that China does this sort of thing. Like, there's a reason they've been around for thousands of years. For comparisons, here in the US, we're just coming up on like 250 years. We're a baby. Still, something must have been going on in Schultz's life to take such a big risk for such a small payout. Because now he's gonna spend the rest of his days in a tiny room forgotten to time. And on that piece of, whoa, I'm gonna call it. But if you like what you saw, hit that like button. And I gotta figure out how to get out of here. So I'll catch you next time. Bye.